Hello guys, how are you? How are you doing? I'm doing very fine. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Okay, so we are on changing the subject of formula, and last week it was something else. So many messages from students. They had some challenges with some questions. Right, so I hope this presentation will help you in any other question that will come next time. So let's follow together and let us see how we can actually try to make things work. Okay, so I've got some examples and I'll start with one. Then we follow. When we are done, we proceed to the other one. Okay, so this is the question we have, changing the subject of the formula. And they want us to make A the subject of the formula. So the first thing you do, you remove the root sign and then you have to square the left side. If you do that, you remain with A plus X over Y. So, since you remove this root sign, you have to square the left side. So what we can then do, we can cross multiply. This Y can multiply N squared. It will be N squared Y is equal to A plus X. Okay? The other stage, which is the final one, since we are looking for A, X will jump to the left side, and what we are going to have, we are going to have N squared Y minus X is equal to A. That is your answer. So that is what they wanted you to do. I remember some students facing challenges with this kind of question. Let me proceed to the next example. The second example was as follows. It was Z is equal to root of R squared plus 2 pi f L bracket 2. And they wanted you to make L the subject of the formula. So the first thing we do is we have to remove the root sign on the right side and we square the left side. So I have Z squared is equal to R squared plus bracket 2 pi f L bracket squared. Okay? The next phase is I can make R go to the left side to be Z squared is equal, minus R squared is equal to, open bracket, 2 pi f L close bracket to the power 2. I can also then further work out the right side, which is Z squared minus R squared is equal to 4 pi squared f squared L squared. The next phase is to divide both sides by this number here, leaving L alone. So it will be 4 pi squared f squared, at the same time 4 pi squared f squared. I cancel this side. What I remain with is L squared is equal to Z squared minus R squared over 4 pi squared f squared. But this is L squared. I'm looking for L, so I will root the right side. So my final answer becomes L is equal to root of Z squared minus R squared over 4 pi squared f squared. But I can simplify this one. If I simplify this one, my final answer will be L is equal to root of Z squared minus R squared over 2 pi f. That is my final answer. So I hope you understood. So I will continue with some examples in the next presentation. Hello guys, welcome back to changing the subject of formula, or others prefer to call it rearranging. Others would also want to call it a transposition. So I will continue with some examples regarding this topic. So in front of me, I have got a question. They want you to make R the subject of the formula. The first thing you do, you cross multiply. So I'm going to cross multiply. I will get X open bracket 1 minus R squared is equal to Y open bracket 1 plus R squared close bracket. The next phase is I expand. I will get x times 1, I get x. This one times this one, I get minus x r2 is equal to y, also multiply what is in the bracket. It will be y plus y r squared. Okay, the next phase is to collect variables with r. So I will rearrange everything. It will be x minus y is equal to y r squared plus x r squared. Okay, so this variable to jump to the right side, and this term y to jump to the left side. So I can factor out r, so it will be x minus y is equal to r squared open bracket y plus x close bracket. The next thing I can do, I can divide both sides by y plus x. I can also divide by y plus x. So I cancel the right side, and what I remain with is r squared is equal to x minus y over y plus x. So if I want to find r, I have to root the right side. R is equal to root of x minus y over y plus x. So that is another example. In the next and final presentation, I will give another example. Hello guys, welcome back to changing the subject of formula, or others prefer to call it rearranging. Others would also want to call it a transposition. So I will continue with some examples regarding this topic. So in front of me, I have got a question. They want you to make R the subject of the formula. The first thing you do, you cross multiply. So I'm going to cross multiply. I will get x open bracket 1 minus r squared is equal to y open bracket 1 plus r squared close bracket. The next phase is I expand. I will get x times 1, I get x. This one times this one, I get minus x r2 is equal to y, also multiply what is in the bracket. It will be y plus y r squared. Okay, the next phase is to collect variables with r. So I will rearrange everything. It will be x minus y is equal to y r squared plus x r squared. Okay, so this variable to jump to the right side, and this term y to jump to the left side. So I can factor out r, so it will be x minus y is equal to r squared open bracket y plus x close bracket. The next thing I can do, I can divide both sides by y plus x. I can also divide by y plus x. So I cancel the right side, and what I remain with is r squared is equal to x minus y over y plus x. So if I want to find r, I have to root the right side. R is equal to root of x minus y over y plus x. So that is another example. In the next and final presentation, I will give another example. Hello guys, how are you? Welcome back to Transposition. So I have got an example with me. It looks scary. It's quite long, but if you follow the steps, I don't think you have any problem with any question. Okay, so let us follow, and I believe everyone is going to get it right. So we want to make C the subject of the formula. So the first step is to remove the root sign on the right side, and we put a square. It's going to be z squared is equal to r squared plus open bracket wl minus 1 over wc close bracket square. That is the first step. The second step is I can move this variable to the left side. It will be z squared minus r squared is equal to bracket wl minus over WC squared. Okay? Once I am done, what I can do is I can work out what is in the bracket. It will be Z squared minus R squared is equal to open bracket. So simplifying this one into one fraction, it will be W squared LC minus 1 over WC close bracket to the power 2. Okay? The next phase is to remove the square on the right side and put a root sign on the left side. It will be root of Z squared minus R squared is equal to W squared LC minus 1 over WC. Okay? Now we are almost there. The next step is to cross multiply this, can multiply this one. Allow me to wrap the top part so that I can have some space. So I'll wrap this top part up to here. Okay? So now I can cross multiply this one. It will be WC root Z squared minus R squared is equal to W squared LC minus 1. Okay? I can then collect like terms because there is a C there, there is another C there. So I'll make this term jump to the left side. It will be WC root Z squared minus R squared is equal, minus W squared LC is equal to minus 1. Okay? I'll wrap this one. Then I can factor out C from this expression. It will be C open bracket W root Z squared minus R squared, okay, minus W squared L, right, close bracket is equal to minus 1. I can then divide both sides by this term in this expression in the bracket. I can then divide by W root Z squared minus R squared minus W squared, this is not in the bracket, in the root side, so it will be minus W squared L close bracket, okay. Also this side I do the same, W Z squared minus R squared minus W squared L. Yes, so basically that. So I can cancel this side and my final answer is C is equal to minus 1 over W square root of Z squared minus R squared minus W squared L. That is my final answer. It's up to you if you want to factor out W and then put brackets, but all the same, it is okay. So this becomes our final answer. I hope you understood.